Nitro type has had a long history of an inaccurate words per minute counter. If you don't know what I'm talking about, whenever you go into a race, you have the words per minute counter next to your screen. And that is what Nitro type's words per minute counter looks like. However, Nitro type has not always had the most accurate words per minute counter. In a video uploaded by Tendons today, he said the words per minute counter on Nitro type reduces your speed. Now, before I even watch this video, this got me thinking. A lot of you guys watching right now might not know this, but I actually own the title of Bug Smasher. And a lot of people may be like, Penguin, how did you get Bug Smasher? Well, I actually smashed a bug all the way about, literally a year ago, back in 2019 November, where the Nitro type words per minute counter was actually very bugged. And you will see in this email chain from Kristen and I said, whenever I finish a race on Nitro type, my words per minute is reduced. Can you fix that? Kristen said, please double check the clock settings on your computer. So she told me to work with my clock. My clock was fine. I had a bit of a rude response. And then Kristen sent my bug report all the way over to Travis, who I didn't even know at the time. Who I hardly even knew at the time. However, Travis emailed me a couple weeks later, a couple days, and he said, hey Penguin, just wanted to let you know I fixed the bug with the words per minute showing incorrectly during a race. Can you test it out and let me know if it's better? And at the time, the words per minute was actually fixed. Now, this couple email screenshot thing was a culmination of a couple days of me actually working to try and figure out whether or not the Nitro type words per minute was actually bugged. And at the time, it was bugged. When you finished a race, your words per minute would be dropped by about 5 to 10 words per minute every single race. And you can find a video that I did on this specific issue right here, called Nitro type is fixed plus custom title, where I got the Bug Smasher title for talking to Travis and Kristen about the bug. However, ever since then, I've kind of ignored the issue of whether or not the speed counter, the words per minute tracker, is actually entirely accurate. And to be honest, before today, I did not know. If someone asked me on the street, hey, is Nitro type's words per minute accurate? I could not give you a perfect answer. Ever since Nitro type has tried to work with the new track and all that type of stuff, I've been seeing a lot of issues with lag. However, is the words per minute feature actually bugged? Now, Tendon's video takes a bit of a different turn than mine. Tendon talks about a 256 limit that might be on the Nitro type words per minute, which is awesome, and you should definitely go check that out. And he references a video where Shaq, I believe, actually broke the 256 limit that there is on words per minute on Nitro type. However, this got me thinking. If the 256 is a limit to the words per minute, is there a way that Nitro type's words per minute could also be bugged again? I thought I had helped to fix it last time, but maybe it was back. So I decided to open up my trusty, handy-dandy editing software and figure this out for myself. And I will most likely edit in a clip of me doing this at the time for you guys to see. However, you guys can see here that in my editing software, I have a 24-second clip of me Nitro typing. So I did one race on Nitro type, and I got the clip from it, and that's about it. And I wanted to see if I did all the calculations, whether or not the words per minute was actually accurate. And I used that specific race to try and figure out whether or not Nitro type's words per minute counter was completely accurate. Words per minute on Nitro type is calculated by a certain formula. Characters typed divided by 5, parentheses divided by your fractional minutes typed. Now, if that may sound super confusing, here's the best way to figure it out. You take the total amount of letters you typed, you divide that by 5, and then you divide that by your minutes in a decimal. Now, for those of you who might not know how to do fractional minutes or what your minutes look like in a decimal, you simply take the amount of seconds, 24.53, and divide it by 60 to get the fractional minutes. And 24.53 is the number I'm using because it was the number that was on Nitro type's race. So when I finished the race, it finished at 24.53 seconds. When I edited it in my editing software, I got a different number, which was like slightly lower. However, I'm going to go with this number because it was from Nitro type and I kind of trusted it a bit more. So 24.53 seconds is 0.40883333 minutes. Now I plug this into my software. I also got 46 words and 293 characters. I'm sorry, I keep looking over. I have it all right here. 293 characters. However, there was another issue, and something that I did not realize when I was doing my calculations. If you do 293 characters and you put that into the formula, you actually get a speed of 144 words per minute, which was nowhere near the 137 that I actually got. However, this is where I went back into the video and I realized that I used a Nitro during my race. And Nitros, for those of you who may not know, do not affect your words per minute. So I subtracted the characters that the Nitro used, which was 13, and now I'm left with 280 characters divided by 5, divided by 0.405 whatever, and I got 137.14. And at the end of all of that, I concluded the Nitro type's words per minute counter is not broken. At least not for the end of the race. So Nitro type's end results page has always been something that's been a bit questionable. Sometimes the words per minute has just been dropped, it has been raised. I have finished races where I finished the race typing quickly and then my words per minute dropped at the end. However, I concluded that based on this one test that I did, Nitro type's words per minute finishing calculator is accurate. However, what about the words per minute display throughout the race? Because this is something that's been even more questionable throughout the years. There's a big difference between the number that you finish with and the number that you actually get at real time. Nitro types, I believe this, I could be very wrong on this. However, I believe Nitro type works that the way is whenever you finish the race, Nitro type makes the same calculation that I just did right here. I literally just did this with pen and paper, and Nitro type makes it automatically. They take the characters type, divide by 5, multiply by the fractional minutes, divide by the fractional minutes, and they get your finishing words per minute score. That's exactly what I did, which makes sense why we got the same answer. However, Nitro type's real-time words per minute calculator is more than a bit questionable. If you see as I zoom in on VideoPad, you will see that Nitro type's words per minute calculator at the start of your race is, well, not that accurate. As you can see here, we are 0.0891 seconds into the clip. We are literally almost a second into the clip. In fact, we are almost a second into the clip. And the words per minute counter is exactly 0. Even though I've already typed the ANC, Nitro type has been too slow, too laggy to pick that up. And as we keep going, you'll see that if I zoom forward to about 0.1 second, 1 second, we are 1 second into the race, we have finished 2 words, the ancient, that's like 10 characters. And Nitro type says I'm typing 36 words per minute. However, this is not true. You will see that if I did the exact same calculation, my words per minute at this second in the clip was 129. Oh, you can't see the window. That's embarrassing. Hold up. You'll see that at this exact second in the clip, when Nitro type says my words per minute is 36, it's actually 129, which makes a lot more sense, right? I'm never going to start out a race bursting 36. 129 is a lot more reasonable. And of course, 129 is actually the exact answer because it's the exact formula, the exact information. Everything about this is factual. However, Nitro type says 36. Why is that? Why is it that an entire second into the race, it's still so far lagged behind that 36 is the correct answer when it's not? And I just think that's an issue of lag, right? Whenever you're typing on a slow Wi-Fi, slow connection, slow computer, whatever, your lag is going to be obviously very significant on Nitro type. And if I had tried to do this on the test track, it would have been even worse, which is why I specifically used the main track for it. However, Nitro type lags you right at the start of the race so that your words per minute is never accurate. And as we fast forward to 1.3 seconds, 1.4 seconds, 1.7 seconds, it's still at 36 words per minute, even though I have typed 20 characters at this point. And it doesn't get until 1.8 seconds into the race where Nitro type finally jumps from 36 to 103. However, 103 isn't right either. According to my series of calculations, again, at this specific moment in the race, Nitro type says I was typing 103 words per minute. However, I was typing 128. Nitro type, come on. So this is just proof, and I can keep going, but for the first like couple seconds of your Nitro type race, every single time, your worst minute is going to be very, very off. And it's just simply due to lag, right? Nitro type's trying to load everything, it's trying to be smart and stuff, which is why that for the first, and it's still going, right? You can see at 2.9 seconds, my worst minute is 103, 113, when in reality, it's actually much faster than that. Which is really surprising, because that's like a 20 words per minute difference. The difference between 103 and 128 is quite honestly massive, right? It's an entire 36 to 129 at the beginning. So while Nitro Type's finishing worst minute calculator is not off, due to lag, Nitro Type's worst minute calculator throughout the race, the worst minute display, is actually very, very off, right? In 2.9 seconds into the race was as long as it took for Nitro Type's worst minute calculator to finally catch up to something reasonable, even though 3 entire seconds into the race, it was still wrong. So at that point, I think it's less of an issue of lag and more just lag's bad. And I feel like if Nitro really wants the worst minute calculator to be correct, pushing out an update that lags your computer so much, or lags like Chromebooks and MacBooks and anyone who's actually trying to like do anything, is probably not the wisest. Like, your worst minute calculator isn't going to be accurate until at least 12 seconds into the race, I'd bet. Anyways, thank you so much for sitting through this extremely long and boring video. I basically wanted to figure out whether or not Nitro Type's worst minute calculator was correct. And I've reached the interesting and also not that interesting conclusion that the finishing worst minute that you get is most likely correct. However, especially at the start of your race, your worst minute calculator, the display, the worst minute counter is definitely going to be off by quite a bit. The faster you go, the more lag there's going to be, and the more the difference is going to be. So if you type like 40 words per minute, it's probably not going to be that bad. But of course, if you're someone like Shaq who can burst 250, then it is going to be very bad. Even me, who just did like a 128, like started out the race at 129 words per minute, Nitro Type lagged it down to 36 for the first 3 seconds. So really, really weird stuff. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this type of video, let me know. Obviously, I don't have any bug to report other than Nitro Type stopped lagging, but of course that's no lag. But if you enjoyed, be sure to let me know. Drop a like, whatever. Also, I know this one's super long, but I kind of rambled for a bit. Anyways, stop talking. I'll see you all next video. Goodbye, everyone, and have, as always, a wonderful day.